Hello and welcome to the second Homestead Showcase. We have a lot to get through today, so I'm going to try not to talk as much as I did last time, but at the same time, we have more complex buildings going on. So I'll go into a couple of them in detail, and the others will go past a little faster. So this submission is from Windsor. They called it a shoddy shack, and it's built from scratch in the outdoor area. I think it looks extremely cozy. I love how there's a little step up into it. You can see a bunk bed inside. We've got a light, a door that has been also assembled from scratch, and then off to the right we have a tool area with a shovel that's casually leaning, that axe that's been manually put into the stump, and then there's like some shelving as well. So it just looks very lived in. I love it. This submission is actually from Kojo, who was featured last week, but it came in a little bit after I made the video, and it's still very good, so I wanted to point it out this week. Now, the whole room is wonderful, but I especially want to point out the floor there is not actually made out of a partition. I want to say that is a chestnut panel, which is a little bit larger than a partition, and also has more detail in it. So that's how you get the very detailed looking wood on the floor. Then in the back right corner, we have the drawers stacked on top of each other, with the upper ones being upside down to create the illusion of a larger kind of locker space. Definitely want to call out the basket of papers, just kind of placed on the other locker. Very nice detail. And then on the left side, on the side of the stairs, and these stairs, now that I'm looking at them, those are crates. That's 100% crates. They made a staircase out of crates. And it looks so good, I didn't even notice it until right now. And then on the side, they have these, it's an item that is normally placed on the wall, but here they just kind of built it up along the side of the stairs, then put enough pots on it to where it looks like something you might see in a house. Now, they were still working on this room when they sent it, but the level of detail that's already here, absolutely amazing. Love it. This entry is from R Mags, and it is a television room, which I thought was extremely clever. I don't know what else to say about it. It looks exactly like a television room would. You got the cabinets on at the bottom of the TV, that with the top being obscured by the TV itself, they just look like they're part of it, like they're speakers. We've got the couch, and of course we've got our drinks set up in the middle on the table. The decor, excellent. This is a really nice room. I love that they posted this. This entry is from user Pandorian, and it is a little esoteric. I really like all of the kind of strange angles we're seeing here, especially with these two massive things on the side of the doorway. I don't know what those are. I mean, I know what the item is, but it's like I guess a pillar, a decorative pillar, used here so it looks like it's holding up the stairs. I don't know, it's a wild look and I love it. Then the partial carpet on the floor, again, it's adding kind of different areas into the place. Then the second floor is built out of chestnut panels, I want to say, and then we kind of have this structure coming up from the bottom with lights on the edges, creating a third floor. There's just a lot going on. It feels like I'm walking into a movie set. And this angle is from the top. So we see we've got a bookshelf here, and then the start of a third floor. And I know they started adding plants onto it as well. So we'll see this again later once it's finished. But even right here, it's very unique, and I love it. Then outside, this blew me away. This garden here, putting the light in the middle, and then they also have those neon lights along the top of these partitions that they've sunk into the ground. It looks like something out of an old school Final Fantasy. It's fantastic. And then seeing it all lit up at night, love everything about that. I can't wait to see this when it's finished. This entry comes from Duck God, who was featured last week, and I feel like you already know how I feel about this wall in the back. It's fantastic. Between the pictures, the plants, and then the kind of angles going on there, it makes a corner of the room interesting to look at. And then they've got these white partitions, and I want to say those are chestnut panels again. People really seem to love the chestnut panels this week. But the contrast between the two of them also makes the floor pretty interesting to look at. And then, of course, we've got this beam over here with a light on it, and the whole place is kind of dark, which really makes that light pop. Everything catches the eye. And then we just kind of look to the left here. You've got a couch with a neon light in the back. You've got a window above it. Just looks great. I think they did a great job with this. Just a great job of filling each space, but also making it look like it's a usable space. And then I like the partition laid on its side here that's kind of separating the upper area from the lower area. It separates the piece of the room, but since it's not a full wall, you still get the kind of full room experience. It's not like you're just looking at a bare wall and then you turn the corner and you see this amazing room. You can see it from everywhere. And then here, in another part of the same house, this same attention to detail going on, along with these extra steps. I love the way they're kind of using small changes in elevation to make different parts of the room stand out. And then just zooming in on that corner there, we see tables being placed together again, lights on top, and notice how the lighting really hits the floor there. You see the brighter places, the shadowy places, and because of that, the whole room just looks a lot better. And then it helps that this back wall, in addition to the cabinets on the right there, you can see the cabinets where there's just so much going on that back wall. I don't know, I feel like this is, everywhere I look, it's a treat. They did a great job with it. Can't wait to see more. Now from user Slushy, we have a Christmas feast being laid out. They mentioned that these carpets were extraordinarily expensive, but they still managed to cover the whole room, and it certainly looks festive. We see flowers hand placed, and what is this? Is this a light? I'll have to look that up. Hopefully I'll post it after this. It's not normally a vase or a table piece, so they've kind of made it into one by manually placing those flowers in there. And then in the corner, they have constructed a Christmas tree. Now this is a basket in the ground, then a stump, and then just a whole bunch of branches just placed at different angles and then decorated with different colors of hydrangeas, which they had to manually grow. So a whole lot of work went into this. Don't know what the goblin's doing, but whatever. I love this. Very much in the Christmas spirit. This submission is from user Robimpo. We've got kind of a bird's eye view of their house here. And the way they've kind of broken up the layout and then use different textures in different areas really helps to make each part feel unique. It also helps that the stairs, instead of being just the stairs go up to the second floor, the first stairs have a turn in them, and then the second stairs are in a different location, and then it changes into a new floor type. And depending on what direction you go, you get a very different experience. Like if you go to the right, you go into this bedroom area, and the doors that they have flush against the wall there, that's actually a panel that usually goes on the lower half of the wall. And they've just put 4 of them together to make it look as if there's a sliding door that's open. Very clever. Love everything about that. I think on the bottom area, bottom left, it almost looks like a shop area. I don't know what that's going to be, but I've definitely got my eye on it. They have some architectural sense that I think is going to be very interesting. And one last thing. Now, if we move outside, they've clearly done a lot of work here as well. This path is made using a moss towel. It's gym crafting level 18, but they've overlapped the top parts and then used the straight edge on the bottom to create the appearance of just a straight path. That's got to be over a dozen towels used just going up to the house, not even counting off to the side. And it looks great. You put lighting in there, brick partitions on the sides, or laid on their side, and then atop the brick partitions, those are actually single stairs, but here they're used just for decoration, which I think is great. They've got the bushes along the side, and if you look on the right, this sort of gazebo looking thing, they also gave a close-up of that, and they have goblins. I think they said they were playing Dungeons and Dragons on top of these crates. This is fun. Really love that. And we also can zoom in on their garden area, which is, it's a terrace garden with just tons of plants in it. And the one on the bottom, those plants are actually just the ones that grow in the wild on your homestead, but they're poking up through the bottom here. And it kind of gives a look as if there's some weeds in the garden. Love this a lot. And then the pole in the center with the light on top of it, because they put this lighting in here, different areas are lit differently. It's an excellent look. Alright, we've seen this entry before. It came from Spectral last week, but they reached out to explain how they did some of the things, and it's very interesting. I won't get to all the explanations in this particular video, but I do want to talk about this corner that I loved so much last time. Now, this table here, I said it was an upside down basket. It's actually two baskets. One is upside down, and then one right side up, sunken into the floor, because it looks a little different than if you have an upside down basket and you also get it a little bit shorter. So that's how they achieved that effect. And they sent these pictures where you can see the other basket sunk into the floor like this. And then for the carpets, to achieve this effect where the carpet is going up onto this higher area and then going underneath the couch. So the part where it's the carpets going up to the higher elevation, that's three carpets. One is kind of tucked underneath the higher elevation part. One is straight up or almost straight up in the floor. But it's also not quite at a right angle. It's a couple of degrees off, so that to kind of simulate how it wouldn't actually be flush against the step that it's on, and then one on the higher elevation. And then there's two more carpets placed at a 9-degree angle that go underneath the couch to create this sort of seamless look of one style of carpet going up to the couch. And then on the wall, this kind of shield decoration, which had the hand-placed flowers in it. I said that it was backwards. It is actually two shield decorations. One of them is backwards, but then you don't get the gilding around the edge. So the other one is forward. And then they're just kind of stacked on top of each other, and there's also a sign in there to get kind of the text in the background. So there's a lot more going on than what I initially called. Then very quickly, a new entry from them. In this room, along the edges of the walls there, you can see kind of this custom paneling down at the bottom. That is actually these cabinets again, upside down and backwards, just used to add a little bit of extra flavor into the room. Now, this entry is from Steph, and when you first look at it, it's a tree. And so you look at it and you're like, okay, she put a tree on her homestead. That's cool. But there are no trees. There's no tree that you can just place on your homestead. What this actually is two log benches placed on end, or there might be a third one in there too, to create the trunk. And then like over 100 individual bushes that have been placed at different angles by hand to create the appearance of a tree. And it looks fantastic. It looks like a tree. But just the amount of work that went into this, like my jaw was on the floor as soon as I saw it. But then on top of that, you look at this path on the ground here, there's this massive rock you can buy. It's very cheap. And what she's done is she has sunk 95% of the rock into the ground, leaving just the top to create this kind of uneven, very natural looking rocky path. Then placed a few bushes along it, and of course some lighting. And the effect is magnificent. And if we look a little bit closer at it, she took the moss towels from gem crafting and put those around, along with some bushes and then some lights. And then because you have the lights kind of hitting underneath the tree, I really can't express how amazing I feel this is. And just one closer look so you can really see those towels. And then she used kind of a shelf to create what appears to be a swing on one side of the tree. Like, I see a lot of next level building here, but this one kind of takes the cake. Alright, that is it for this week. We had 10 people participating, and that took a lot longer than I thought it would, but hopefully it's still roughly in the 20-minute range. I know I definitely get to yapping sometimes, but I did my best. I'll definitely be back either next week or the week after with another one of these. They're really fun to make, and it's really great to see all the amazing things that people manage to do. And as they unlock more and more stuff, it just keeps getting more amazing. As for my own homestead, I still have not done anything with it. I'm just testing various things, taking pictures of furniture just so that people knows what it looks like. But I definitely have a lot of ideas. If only I could find the time to actually work on it. Alright, see you next time.